Oh man, I was so young in that intro.
Back in the day. Aged 10 years since then.
What's up? I don't have any plugs or sponsors or anything. Y'all can do whatever you want.
Hey.
Welcome to the Rocky IV anniversary show. I'm not.
Reunions are so hot right now.
35th
anniversary of Rocky IV. This is my idea a long time ago. I was like, yo, we got to get together at least for Rocky IV anniversary show. And I'm so happy everyone is here to join us. And Rylend is here as well, the biggest Rocky fan that we know.
It's all because of him. Well,
Yeah.
Brian Edward Hill, but we couldn't get him.
That too. Oh, man, we should invite Brian.
Ooh, wow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was
You knew I was going to rag you at least once. I want to get it out of the way.
Gaumer's already throwing fastballs.
Adam's gone. Adam left.
Well, yeah, he was so devastated by that blast.
Like, ooh, that burn hurt. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I switched to the Wrestling Council just to say we're glad everybody's here. We're gonna hit down the live chat. Welcome.
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
Oh, is that Oscar from Lost in Comics in there? Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah.
What's up,
He's
Chad?
got a
Let's see who's
birthday.
here. Chad Johnson's here and says it's happening.
Oh, Chad, it is. It's happening.
It's happening. If you guys raise $200 in super chats, we'll do it again. I promise.
Oh
Courtney
my
Holland-
gosh, listen to him. That's you've gotten better at this, Boogie, since last time we did it. You've gotten
Hey, man.
better.
You put it out there, you start making money. It is what it is. Courtney Holland is here. Fantasia Scott's here. Who else is hanging out? Let me scroll down. This secret name is here. We know who you are, Colton.
Colton Dodson sounds like a country music singer. I'm sorry. It sounds like everybody else on the radio.
Hollywood is here. Lost in Comics is here. They're excited. You guys already said that.
I love
Kyle
their
is
show.
here.
I watch every Thursday as I'm trying to get off work. I love it.
Kyle says this isn't talking balls. Don't you think that Kyle's arms look just like Gomer's?
Yeah, it looks like me.
Dude.
All right.
Canada.
Jason's on steroids since we last did this show.
Russia.
Yeah. No, I don't
Lifting
do
all that vinyl.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have to carry a long box upstairs, and it took me like an hour. And a half.
It's from carrying the show on my back all these years now.
Wow. That must be why it died. Kyle, thanks for dropping in. Just hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. And
I
I'll
was just
see you
talking
Wednesday.
good on the
yeah,
Great
dude.
Legend show, how he was the one who carried your other show.
Right.
So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, dude, thanks for stopping by, man. That's awesome. Shout out to all the Talking Vols fans, dude. Thank you guys that are here and saying what's
How's
up.
the season going? Is it good or?
They suck. It's great for us.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is great how you get more viewers when you lose. Then it's like misery loves company, right?
So true. So
And
true.
now
But
we
this
get
is
to Rocky
ComicCast,
IV.
Gomer. What are you doing?
And now we get to Rocky IV.
Let's talk about Rylend. He's here. He's working. He's working. The king of crowdfunding.
Yes.
What's up, Rylend?
He's a promoter, man. He's better than Mickey.
Peacemakers is finally done, right, with Kickstarter.
Yeah, Peacekeepers ended last week. Yeah, and I kind of immediately fell on my face afterwards. We ended up doing around 15,000 like we did with the jump, but it was a rough go. I had to work about twice as hard to get there. Kind of hit this crazy wall when all the election craziness went down.
Yeah,
everybody did.
People distracted.
Yeah, and so just kind of had to really. Spend the last couple of weeks beating the drum. So it was a rough go, but just trying to get the book out and out into the world, and ultimately ended up fine. But I don't ever want to have to work that hard on one of these things again. It kind of became a full-time job,
Yeah, dude. I saw you every day, man, on Facebook. Posting every day, and each time I try to see it, each time I saw it, I'd try to heart react it, because if you heart react things, it gets the algorithm makes it see more instead of a like.
Yeah.
So.
Inside the mind of a genius, Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
This is algorithmic cast with
That's right.
Math.
I say the word algorithm probably 15 times a day to my wife talking about YouTube, and she's like, whatever.
He's probably just like, shut up.
Yeah, it's just like,
It-
God.
Shut
It
up.
is so hard to get shit in front of people these days.
It is.
It's outrageous.
There's so many distractions, dude.
Well, I'm glad like that Kickstarter got funded. You know, I'm so stoked to read it. It's gonna be awesome. I still have to get an interview going for you. I know you've been doing your tours and stuff, but I have to set one up. I got to do one with you and hopefully and bring on some other guests too at the same time. You know, just everyone's been so busy, so I can't. I've been trying, but you know,
There's a lot of shit going on in the world right now.
yeah,
No worries,
and
man.
also I work not in retail, but I pack up records and stuff. So right now, Christmas and Black Friday stuff is
We
insane.
all working. We
So-
all
Yeah.
working, Jason. Come on, man.
Oh man, Black Friday. This is the first Black Friday that I went out and did not buy one movie.
Here we go.
Usually
Oh,
this is
wow.
my time to buy
we
movies,
go.
and I didn't
Yeah.
buy one movie.
Damn.
You could
I
have
was
rented one that you
disappointed.
own in 4 different formats.
I had to go check the mail, and I was pissed that I had to put my shoes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually, my kid
I feel
goes
like an
check
old
the mail.
man. I
He
bought
was
like
asleep
pots
at
and pans
4:30.
in a trash can.
That's some adult stuff right there I've ever heard.
I bought like pots and pans and socks. I was like, man, I'm old. That's a good deal on some slacks. I'll get those.
Cue
me,
the Vince
Ooh,
Ooh,
Cola.
depends.
Let me throw this out there to the people hanging out in the live chat right now. We've got a separate StreamYard set up that we are going to stream Rocky 4 through. The 5 of us are in there. That means there's only 5 slots open. So it's first come, first serve. We're going to queue up Rocky here in just a few minutes, and we're going to watch it. It's still going to be
Highest bidder,
complete
right? I have
nonsense.
super chats.
Jason, oh man, I missed it. Okay, we're gonna throw the link out there in the chat. So if anybody wants to jump in and watch Rocky 4, that's where you can watch it. But it's just a bunch of cameras. You're gonna be in a green room, but you can see the movie. So, all right, you guys want to start it, or anything else you guys want to talk about before we start watching the movie?
Oh.
I've never been more excited in my life. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
I love the looks
Yeah.
on your faces. Like, wait, Boogie, you usually yell at us and tell
Well,
us.
this
we're
I
is
know.
like-
Usually, like,
such a-
shut up. We're doing it.
It's such a monumentous like occasion that like it's like I want to think of something, but I think I guess recently what Arnold or Sylvester Stallone said if he was going to remake Rocky 4, he wouldn't put the robot in there. Very disappointed to hear
Yeah,
that.
very disappointed
Yeah.
to hear that.
Yeah.
One of you
Well,
all
I
tagged me in
thought-
that, and I read it wrong, and I laughed, and then I was crushed when I realized what it actually said.
Yeah.
All right, let me say this before we start. We were talking about why hasn't Clubber Lang shown up in like the Creed movies,
My
and then I just had a thought. Maybe what if Adrian didn't die? She went off with Clubber Lang like he.
It's
like he had
Clubber's
seen, like,
revenge.
he's like, hey woman.
Guess what?
Yeah, that's been on her mind ever since
Wow.
Rocky 3 was like, hey
I
woman.
may kill Mickey, but I'm murdering this old lady every night.
Oh wow! Wow.
I'm only 2 scotches in, too, bud.
Hey, I knew when Rylend was coming on. It's getting demonetized. I don't really
Oh,
care.
wow.
He hasn't
I don't care.
swore yet. He hasn't said one bad
Yeah.
word.
In a
I
good
have not
way.
dropped a single F-bomb yet.
You
but,
haven't. Not yet.
Yet is the key
I've
word.
been waiting for
Yeah.
someone else to. It's like breaking the ice, you know?
Dude's mouth is cleaner than that clean glass of water he's got, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
We're going to get you demonetized, not Rylan.
I guess what we should say before we start is highest grossing film in the Rocky series.
Is it?
And,
Awesome.
and the highest grossing sports movie for about 25 years or so before, of all things, The Blind Side came along, if you could even call that a sports movie, but
Wow.
I guess it technically is. Dethroned
I wish-
this bit of greatness.
I
That's
wish
pretty
you would have
impressive
said a
streak
league of
until
their
the
own.
Blind Side. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty recent. I mean, semi-recently. It feels like at least in the last 20 years.
Well, yeah,
But did the blind side end communism as we know it? No.
Well,
it didn't.
Dude, everybody loves
Again.
Sandra Bullock.
It was
yeah.
it was the Cold
Yes, they
War. Right?
do.
He ended the Cold War, not communism.
Imagine if
Single-handedly
Sandra
into the-
Bullock. Ooh, imagine if Sandra Bullock played Adrian.
Wasn't
Hey,
it,
there you go.
though? Wasn't it?
This
You wanna
movie.
go there?
Way more money.
I don't think we should go there, Jason.
What if
We'll lose
Rocky's son
everybody.
wasn't such a pussy? All right.
Jason's just like, no rules. Yes.
Yeah.
What
'Cause
about
when I was
Mighty
a kid,
Ducks?
dude, I wanted to be Rocky's son so bad. You know, I loved Rocky. I looked up to
Yeah.
him. And Rocky 4, like I wanted to be his kid, man, play with a robot and dance stuff. But he was such a wimp. And then in Rocky Balboa, or Part 5, he was like a terrible fighter, got his butt beat in school, And then like later on,
He got a terrible earring.
in Rocky Balboa, he was like a corporate whiner too. God.
Doesn't he age like 10 years between Rocky 4 and Rocky 5 also? I mean, that's a little hard to swallow.
Right.
Remember that show where he had powers? That was dope.
Heroes.
I'm just wanting to bring up something
Sorry,
better.
I put
than
my
all
phone
the
on
movies
mute.
you
I'm
guys are
sorry,
talking
Boogie.
about.
I am on
Yeah, he
call
was
right
a
now.
Silver spoon rich kid. Of course he was. His dad was the boxing champion of the world. I wouldn't expect any less from a privileged South Philly boy's rich kid
I guess.
than that right there.
What do you
I'm
think
sorry,
we are, nerds?
South Philly parents are terrible. Okay.
What do you think we are, nerds?
All right, you guys ready? We got a few people
Yeah.
in
Yes.
the green room.
Yeah.
Do
Watch
it.
party. Let's start this thing up. Let's get this going. Tell me how the volume is compared to us.
The Goose in the private chat over here. We are not in there. We are just watching it over there.
I just pooed myself. It was so realistic.
Yeah, you guys need to make sure you have 2 tabs open for StreamYard and YouTube because we're not going to pay attention to that chat. So
I got
Great.
2 windows. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh, here we go.
I haven't seen this in a while too.
Oh, I love how they always start off at the end of the last fight. You know,
it's
it just gets
badass.
you.
Yeah,
It sucks you in immediately.
It does. It really sucks if you're watching a marathon. Like they have those all-day marathons, and then you've just watched the entire movie, and then you got to sit through like 15 minutes of the old movie again.
But it's okay because
It's awesome. But I mean, I guess it's the time to get up and take a shit or something.
did nobody enjoy my ComicCast trailer for this? I thought it was amazing.
Dude, I need
bro.
these
Great.
inflatable
You
balloons
need
that they
some-
used.
if you need vindication there, I'm happy to.
I did.
It's great. Oh
Like
man,
all things.
Mr. T in his prime.
Yeah.
I pity the fool. I ain't getting on no plane, fool.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hey, woman.
man.
Now I'm back on my feet, just a man.
See, we're
Turn
not
it
going to
down,
be
people.
quoting the movie. Ryland's going to be singing the whole damn time.
I feel like we're
I told
yelling
you,
at
He's
each
going
other.
to be doing air
Okay.
keyboards when the Vince DiCola stuff starts up.
Yeah. So while we're doing this, no Frank Stallone on this soundtrack. Can you
Right.
believe that?
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, but I think it's the only film, and it's certainly the only film that Stallone has directed that Frank Stallone is not on. I wonder if they were on the outs during this or what.
Wow. Yeah, it makes
Um,
sense.
So that is one soundtrack note. The other soundtrack note is that this film actually won a Razzie for worst soundtrack, which I think
What?
is just like an abomination. I mean, I usually like the Razzies. I chuckle. That's an abomination. This has the greatest soundtrack I've ever heard in a
it's timeless.
film.
Look at
Timeless.
that trainer
Check.
jumping over the top rope.
Lost and checking in.
Ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding. Yes.
Dude, I loved when Family Guy parodied
Yes.
it.
So great, man.
I totally see why Superman wears his underwear on the outside.
I know, right? And why does Batman still show half his face and no one can tell who he is? Is Bruce Wayne shaving? Is Bruce Wayne shaving? Are we
He's
going to
like-
do that? Mystery
like,
Science
Rocky.
Theater 3000 the whole time?
He's like, Rocky, you got to find your happy place.
Oh.
This is chaos audio wise. Yeah, that's the
Yeah, it is.
point. You might as well
I
not
can't
even
sit
watch
there.
the movie. It's going to be complete nonsense. all
Yeah,
of it.
there is that one problem is that I cannot hear the movie, but
I was trying
Well,
to
I
balance
can hear
it.
it in my mind
Yeah.
almost, though.
You want me to
I
turn
mean,
it up? You want me to turn it up?
Yeah,
How about-
turn up a little bit? I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be good to be able to. You can do that. Here's the thing about this movie,
Almost.
anyway. Is that almost? I mean, Lundgren has like 8 lines or something like that.
Mhm.
Most of which are unintelligible. I mean, I think you can hear maybe 2 of them pretty clearly. But Stallone also, I think, is about 20 to 30% unintelligible in here. And so, my wife, like her hearing is not great. And so we have the subtitles on a lot when we're
Yeah, me too.
watching movies or TV.
I told Boogie to put on the subtitles. I think that would be wonderful.
Well, I'm saying it's with this movie, because you can barely understand what Stallone is saying 30% of the time. It's like a gift.
Yeah, I watch movies with nothing but we call it old people mode. We watch subtitles only all the time, every movie, every show.
Ooh, that punch. I love it.
Yeah.
How about the second coming of Carl Weathers, or is this the third coming with Mando and him just directing
Yeah.
probably the best episode of TV I've seen all year long? Are you
That
kidding
episode
me?
today, though, that was really
it was
good.
great, but it was great because of Asako. That last episode was good because Carl Weathers did everything in it, and it was
Carl Weathers
amazing.
Sons.
He's so
I'm enjoying the Carl Weathers Sons, certainly.
yeah. Oh man.
He is. I've spent a little time with Carl, like I just living in Hollywood, and I
Well,
actually attended.
didn't you pay for acting classes like
Well,
the Blues boy?
Well, I didn't pay for acting classes. He did this fundraiser for this video store called Vidiots, which is, it's like the great video store in LA. They have all this old stuff and foreign stuff, and they're always kind of on hard times. And so he did a big fundraiser for it. He did the Carl Weathers acting school at Vidiots, and I sort of wormed my way into going and hung out with him for a day. And he is still a little bit pissed off about getting killed out of this franchise. There was the you couldn't put me in a coma. He didn't come right out and say it. But,
the soap opera out. The soap opera out.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
I'm so excited for this part. Here's the best part.
They could have done. They could have done a lot better or more something different than just kill him off. Such as, I mean, if he gets injured, if he gets actually injured where he can't fight, so he's there and he's a constant reminder to Rocky that could be him.
Yeah.
I feel like Jason wants Adam to shut up right now.
There he is.
Excited.
Oh, there he is. So hot.
Are you starting to sweat, Jason?
They redid this in Family Guy also.
Is this so robot porn?
Happy birthday, Polly.
Here.
Polly, oh my gosh, you're beautiful.
All right,
Look at him.
Mr.
Like, man, she's
Mr.
gorgeous.
Robot. Mr. Robot, show me on the doll where Polly touched you.
Oh.
Give me a fucking trash can.
This is extremely psycho, Rocco. Look at that.
Oh, wow,
Are you
that's
kidding me?
terrifying.
Yeah, how rich are you, Rocky? That's the cake you can afford? Come on.
It's
great.
The same artist that did the Rocky Apollo painting when it freezes did the image on that cake.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, totally. That's awesome.
Just
and
for
you guys know the story behind the robot.
Maybe I'll fuck the robot too.
Yeah, okay, so
in the private chat are going nuts. They're just having their own conversation.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Let's talk about the robot a little bit.
Yeah,
so the robot has a name. The robot's name is Seiko.
Oh wow!
Let me find my Seiko notes. So
his son.
Planned. I just made sure my old lady had scotch.
So I was talking about the number of lines that Drago has throughout this. The robot actually has twice the number of lines that Drago has.
Wow.
But the robot had like a moment after this, right? It was like a bit of a sensation. So first of all, Rocky discovers the robot because he had Stallone discovers the robot because he had an autistic son,
right?
And I guess the robot helped with his autistic son, and so he wanted to kind of throw the company that made the robot a little promo, and so he folds the robot in. After this, the robot kind of blows up.
Those robots were made for autistic children. And they still have them today. They're much weirder and scarier looking.
They're smaller. They have smaller ones.
And so James Brown toured with the robot for an entire year after this. And so this robot was on stage with James Brown and that was like a James Brown-assance after that when he kind of the Godfather of Soul. James Brown is credited as the Godfather of Soul at the end of this movie. He's not credited as James Brown. He's credited as playing the Godfather of Soul, which is amazing. But I digress. So Seiko.
Well, I dare this movie to subtitle James Brown.
I feel good. So Seiko is a member of SAG officially. Seiko was on the
union,
soap opera.
an actual union in America.
You're telling me Seiko.
We do America.
Mm-hmm. You're telling me Seiko has health insurance, Rylend?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it receives residuals every time a group like us gets together and does this.
This robot bringing down more bank than me in reruns.
Yeah,
Seiko was on the soap opera Days of Our Lives for an entire season. You can still find articles on this online. He was in a Carly Simon video.
There's a 7-inch of the Seiko robot as well.
Yeah, and so those are my Seiko factoids.
I didn't realize this robot was so famous. I thought it was just famous for
I almost
banging Uncle Polly.
I almost tracked down the 7-inch of the Seiko. It's on the cover of the 7-inch sleeve and the back cover, and there's like 2 digital Rambo digital songs on there.
So it's I was a Rocky fan. Rylend's making me feel just because I have this sweet T-shirt. I feel irrelevant.
If he dies,
there's a Drago. There's a Drago emoji in the chat tonight too. If you guys,
I have this sweet T-shirt.
Nice.
Wet Bandits.
So, yeah. So find it.
Drago's old lady is fine with her shortcut. I love it.
Yo, she's the one that ruined Sylvester Stallone's life. She took him for all his money. And that's why,
You know,
that's
I
why
think-
Rocky 5 is like he's broke because he was broke in real life. Like she took all his money in the divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brid-
and her go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think Bridget Nielsen was what I think she was at one point tapped to play She-Hulk. And that just kind of fell apart, I think. But anyway, I'm sorry, Rylan.
The story with her in this movie is funny because, like, you look at the original script and that character didn't exist, and then Sly starts dating her, and he sort of shoehorns her into this movie, and the Russian trainer had most of her lines, and so it gets rewritten and reworked to put her in this movie, and then they announced that they're getting, I guess they actually get married like 2 weeks before this movie premieres in theaters. And then I think her very next movie is Beverly Hills Cop 2, which is a weird thing because Cobra, they did Cobra together and then she does Beverly Hills Cop 2. Cobra started out as Beverly Hills Cop, so there's this weird Eddie Murphy thing, but there are all these rumors.
That's a weird story too, yeah.
Yeah, and there are all these rumors that have, kind of pseudo been confirmed that she and Eddie Murphy got down on Beverly Hills Cop 2. And basically right after Beverly Hills Cop 2 shooting, they end up divorcing under mysterious circumstances.
Wow.
So
Rylan.
do with all that what you will.
Well, there was a lot of cross promotion in the 80s, so I understand how all that worked. Transformers had comics and cartoons, and I mean, come on, man.
Have you guys seen all the websites that like sell the clothes from the movie? Like you can buy that exact sweatsuit he's wearing.
Do they have the boss? Do they have the boss sweatshirts that the
yes.
Oh,
Yes, the white ones. Yeah, they're out there, dude.
Hoodie. Yeah.
You gotta send that to me. I haven't seen it.
That's when you go to the Rocky-thon, international Rocky.
That was my MySpace profile picture
Convention.
for a while. The digital picture of him hitting the thing.
Yeah. So the cool thing about all this shit is it seems so weird and antiquated now, but like at the time, this was fucking revolutionary. And this is not made up stuff. This is all actual technology that sort of at the time was like, this was like top secret shit. Like
right down to the steroids.
Other than this, the public did not know about all of this stuff, and for like 5 or 6 years, this was like, they dug deep.
Well, Russia's always pushed the boundaries as far as athletic
steroids
competition and stuff like that. I mean, even with the workout practices, or their workout regimens,
and
people look at that.
Well, how else are you gonna win, man? Without steroids, you got to cheat to win. Come on, this is the real world we're living in.
He still loses, Gomer.
You can't just work out in the middle of a field lifting lumber.
Dude, as a kid, we used to watch this movie.
Communist god here.
During that part of the movie, we would be validating it, saying, "Oh, it's way harder what Rocky's doing."
Yeah. Dude, I don't want to do any of this. I'm lazy ass. Okay, I don't care how high tech your workouts are. I'm definitely not cutting your firewood. We just gonna freeze.
If anything, Drago maybe worked harder. Because with the steroids, that means you recover faster, which means
listen to Adam breaking it down from his
which
world
means
wrestling.
with the steroids, that means he recovers faster, which means he can work out again, which means he's like basically doubling up on his workouts to get stronger and faster. And Rocky's like up in the hills in the snow, just trying to keep. He's just trying to keep his inflammation down, I guess.
Literally just going to the chicken hen and cracking him in his face.
You can't teach art.
You can't teach art.
How many dudes, how many dudes who were trying to impress their girl, like went to the theater, watched this, saw him doing those dragon flag ab crunches, raising himself up in the air, and they're like,
I don't want a girl who wants that. Yeah, I don't want a girl who wants that.
The grunting in this film is amazing. Like wait until Drago gets on the treadmill and he's just like,
Dude, Apollo's really put off by this robot. Okay, he really was. He was like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah. It smells like sperm, so I mean, of course.
It's just leaving trails for.
Jason.
You son of a bitch! I can't help it. I'm gonna pull every Carl Weathers.
You son of a bitch.
associated
The running
quote.
gag is everyone walking through Rocky's house keeps slipping and falling.
Yes,
Yep.
Brigitte was absolutely. She met Flavor Flav and fell in love, and then weren't they both on the Surreal Life together?
Yeah.
Isn't that where they fell in love?
Didn't they get married?
They got married, and Vern Troyer was on that season. Do you remember it? He was like, he was rolling around in his cart naked the whole time, just like drunk as could be, just like pissing in the corner and shit. But that was incredible.
Wasn't one of them on Celebrity Fights? Or like Celebrity Boxing? Wasn't one of them on Celebrity Boxing?
That can't have been a real thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Flavor Flav might have been.
I feel like all those broke losers end up in celebrity boxing sooner or later. I want to see Brigitte Nielsen fight Bonaducci. My money's on her.
She's got to be 80 now, right?
You saw her in Creed 2, right? I mean, she was there were cracks in the
I'm just saying
facade.
I don't want old people to fight. We have like a Tyson boxing match coming up. I'm like, dude, leave that man alone. He's
just to be mean
for King and Country, okay?
Mean snide comment incoming. It would be like fighting a mannequin because she's probably had so much plastic surgery.
Oh, here we go.
That's fair.
Man, you know, I was thinking about getting some work done myself, but now I know Adam's a hater. I don't want to come on here and get bullied.
I don't think I'm gonna hear this, Stallion.
I got some crow's feet.
Man, that's easy for you to say. You're still on top.
Dude, he's so good. Carl
Where do we
Weathers
go,
is so
Stallion?
freaking good,
what do you
man.
mean? Where do you go? You retire, you rich ass. I don't get it.
Dylan.
Carl's
because you don't have heart, Gomer.
Carl's throwing like 100 miles an hour and painting the corners in this movie. He's just incredible, and I think it's because he knows he's. He knows this is the last hurrah, in terms of the Rocky movies for him, and so he is just like. I mean, every scene he is just fucking.
He had stuff after
grand
this,
slam,
right? He did stuff.
Well, yeah, he did, but he's out of the franchise. I mean, this was his
Swan songs.
This was his thing.
And of course, he's
reinvented himself 100 times.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
I bet his mind.
Is by far my favorite Carl Weathers, but even now he's doing it this year. He's rewriting himself. This guy who was, you said 35-year anniversary of this movie, and he was doing it in the first one, and it's just, oh my god, how he doesn't.
He needs to show up in the next Predator movie,
dude.
That'd be amazing.
How he doesn't rank up there with these stars who are getting cameos and getting all this attention and stuff like that. I don't get it.
Was he ever in Expendables?
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was in an Expendables. I don't really watch those.
I'm gonna Google it loudly on my keyboard.
Do it. Google it loudly, Adam.
I don't think he was.
No,
and it is.
Why not? Do it for old time's sake. Smash that keyboard, brother.
You know me, Stallion.
There it is.
Wild horses.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Some of these
I got
magazine
my own
covers
Polly robot bringing me a water. Thank you,
Sonny.
Sonny.
It just says Carl Weathers hopes he is cast in Expendables 4.
Hopes. I mean, how?
So he's never been in Expendables.
Yeah,
oh man, remember the USA Network?
Yep.
That's a shame. Him or Mr. T. They both need to be in Expendables. Start a petition, Rylend.
I'm all on it. Though they might not be able to get Carl now because he's
He's big time. He's Disney. You got that Disney
money.
money.
As Gomer's been saying, he's gonna be directing a lot of shit. I mean, he was already a good director. People just didn't know it, and these idiots in Hollywood, like, this shit has to be spoon fed to them. And now that that's happened, he's gonna be directing the shit out of some stuff. I mean, at the very least, he'll direct major television for the rest of his life as long as he wants. But
and I'm happy for the guy, man. I'm super happy for him. He deserves it.
Yeah. Speaking of Carl Weathers,
you're going to whip me, do you?
If you love Carl Weathers, go out and find that variant copy of Aberrant #1. that stars Carl Weathers on the cover.
Yeah,
there it is.
No, not that one. Or find that one too. Yeah, that one. It's got James Brown on it.
I feel good.
Oh,
I love that trainer too. That Russian trainer, he's great.
Yeah, he's great.
I love that heavy bag with eyeballs. That's an incredible burn right there. From the Count of Monte Fisto. Excuse me, God.
This is like one of the easiest conflicts you can have. Like, I mean, even especially in like pro wrestling. But
Drago just figured out what's going on. He don't understand
border wars is easy. Oh, my country is better than your country, and blah blah blah.
Well, I mean, in the 80s, at the height of the Cold War, let's break it down, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
In the 1930s in Germany, a fascist movement rise to power.
And
allies from around the globe united in defeating this, and it happened. And one of those people was Russia. One of those people was the U.S. They met.
It just got real.
And from then on, 40 damn years of Cold War. And Rocky solved it.
Wayne Newton's headlining.
Wayne Newton fucking rules.
He does, man.
Dude, a lot of times, those cutouts that they have. A lot of times, I wonder where the props go. Like, what happens to them?
Oh, they throw them away.
Yeah. I don't know, because I figured someone has to have the giant banner of Rocky and Dolph Lundgren. Like and the flags at the end, the giant flags, like the banners. Someone has that in their storage. It's 100-yard thing of Dolph Lundgren.
People aren't cool like us, man. We would keep that stuff,
Oh yeah.
I keep.
Who has that photo of Dolph Lundgren with a drawing on him, the markered up?
Oh, imagine that on eBay.
That'd be amazing.
Right?
Holy cow!
Right? It wouldn't even go to eBay. That would be like a heritage auction.
Yeah,
piece,
someone's fridge. Know what I mean?
Somebody
magneted on there
for that, dude.
So it's very easy to lose context, watching this 35 years later, in terms of this fight and what it means. And, of course, Russians are bad and Americans are good and all that stuff. But in terms of the sporting of all of this movie comes out in 1985 and we are 1 year removed from the Olympics being in Los Angeles and the Russians not attending. And we are 5 years removed from the Olympics being in Moscow and the Americans not attending. And so, Russia and America meeting in any case, in any way, in a sporting event is like a massive deal right now. And I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Sylvester Stallone really was able to sort of recreate this franchise every time there was a movie. Sure, there are themes that run through it, but this means something completely different than any other Rocky movie. And I think you could say that for every Rocky movie. They all sort of have this different sort of meaning to them that make them relevant for when they were, but also sort of make them timeless in a way. It's hard for me to say Sylvester Stallone is a genius, but the dude might be a genius.
He's like a commercial genius, 100%. There's nobody that's done it better. And you talk about entertaining people, and I mean, in a number of ways, this movie is ridiculous, and it's it's candy, but in a number of ways, it's very meaningful and very challenging. I think that's the
dude.
I don't know.
Look at the way we view it all these years later. We still love it. I mean,
I just had this
it's
pile
like
of shit.
Hunter in October to me.
How many of us are wearing Rocky shirts right now?
I just brought my towel.
Rocky action figures.
Yeah.
We just talked about before we went live. We owned the movie in multiple formats. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The 80s were definitely a decade of movies, right? Some of my favorite movies come from the 80s. Like top 20 is filled with those from the 80s. But there are certain movies from the 80s that define the 80s. And Hunt for Red October is up there for me. And in that same context, Rocky 4 is in there.
Oh, hell amazing. Yeah.
Oh, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea, Paulo.
Junkyard Dunn and Venomized Ron both making
Venomized Ron for old time's sake. So happy to see him here.
But before we get too far away from it, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I feel
Adam's like, I'll cut Rylend off.
Yeah. Hey, right to the eyes, Rylend. If you think about it in your own personal life, like this is Apollo's attempt to say I'm still relevant, that I can still go. I still have it. And in the end, it doesn't work. And I think that's a fear that everyone can tap into.
It's like he's dancing at his funeral.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's true. He is dancing at his funeral.
I'm trying to find my Rocky IV soundtrack in my James Brown 12 inch.
I thought you were away taking a pee.
I can't find it. Somewhere.
You'll be a widow
on
soon.
track with something amazing that I thought he was about to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh no! I was just gonna say before we lose it. I mean, we kind of missed the previous scene, but can we talk about how shitty Rocky is as like a cornerman trainer? We are 5 minutes before this fight. Like in Las Vegas, massive fight. Thousands of people in this arena, millions of people watching everywhere, and he's trying to talk Apollo out of doing it. Hey, maybe we could postpone for a couple of weeks. Like you can't do that, dude. Like seriously, what do we do? Wait, call up HBO and
I mean, this guy's way better than you. This
he needs 2 more
bad idea.
Yeah, and then we're about to watch this fight where Rocky gives not one piece of legitimate boxing advice at all. He just watches this happen. It's a fucking
gotta
train
hit him,
wreck.
Apollo.
Hey, go to a local MMA fight and see what happens. Hit him!
Apollo.
Hit him!
Like that scene that we just kind of skipped through. The scene before this with Rocky and Apollo in the training room. It's the worst scene in like any Rocky movie, maybe, and that maybe includes 5 because it's like, hey, maybe we'll just. You sure you want to do this? It's like, can you imagine that? Like, guys about to walk out. And pitch in like Game 7 of the World Series, and it's like, man, are you sure you want to go out there?
That's exactly how I feel about Adrian later on in this movie. She's like, "You can't win." I'm like, "You ungrateful bitch."
She's like the girl from the Dewey Cox story. You're no good. It's not that you're not any good, Dewey. No, it's like it's not that I don't believe in you, Dewey. You're just not any good. That's her.
They could have talked him out of the 15-minute dance number before the fight.
That's the best part. Let him dance. He's about to die. Go out on top, Gomer.
And his wife's there, his poor wife.
Rocky knew what was coming.
Yeah, look, Apollo, if you die, then I'm going to have
These
to
are
fight
actual
this guy.
boxing
And I really
guys.
don't want to fight this guy.
These are actual boxing announcers. Am I wrong, Ryland?
I can't get over the size of this Russian. Yeah.
USA Network.
Yeah. These are I don't know my 80s boxing announcers well enough to know, but yeah, these guys were they went out and got pros for this stuff.
Yeah. Cliff, where is this guy from again?
Italian.
Can we all agree that
he's-
the Russians love Adidas?
I think he's from Germany.
Yeah.
He's
Russians
Ivan
love
Drago
Adidas
from
tracksuits.
What
Germany.
happened
Better
to
than that
Boss?
Boss-
Do they still
that
sell
Boss
Boss? Yeah, dude.
sweatshirt.
It's Boss stuff tight.
Yeah, I almost bought a Boss hoodie like that.
Dude, you need
They-
one.
I found one.
There's
I found
some-
one
You're gonna get
on
jumped
eBay
walking
with like
around
60
with that,
bucks.
man.
I was like,
Someone's gonna steal it.
Oh wow, look at that mustache. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And the bow tie.
Holy
the
shit.
White suit
Yeah,
with a
the
red
white
bow
suit.
tie is a bold move, but he is pulling it off.
Dude, I need one of those Russian
Monte
tracksuits.
Fisto.
I'll just wear it to the gym.
You think you got enough nicknames?
that's the
And
best
then-
nickname. Count of Monte Fisto.
The Count of Monte Fisto.
Was Michael Buffer around when this guy was
Not
doing
yet.
it?
No, Michael Buffer ripped this guy off though. There's some amazing thematics going on, sort of right here that we also kind of skip through. It's like the whole dancing in the ring kind of turns the tables thematically. In Rocky 3 was all about Rocky not taking the training seriously, kind of getting lost in like the trappings of fame and just being becoming a spectacle rather than like a boxer. And it was Apollo that stepped in and helped Rocky through that, right? Helped him kind of get back to basics and sort of become who he should be. And now Apollo is kind of lost in the same thing, which is this, interesting kind of thematic, ironic twist.
But isn't it sort of like they're looking at two different things? Like Rocky really was sort of, I don't know, he had settled, he had relaxed himself instead. But I mean, Apollo's trying to stay relevant.
He's thirsty.
Yeah, he's
Time to
thirsty.
go to school.
He didn't have a hunger. Rocky in 3, he didn't have that hunger. That fire.
Yeah.
Everybody has a hunger.
He's thirsty for relevance, and he's not trying to prove anything. That's the problem. It's like Rocky had to get back to trying to prove something, right? I mean, boxing was the only thing that ever made him like worth a damn.
Sure.
And And so this is just all about grandstanding, you know. I mean, that's the problem. And
he forgets his mouthpiece. Yeah, he forgets his mouthpiece.
And in the end, I mean, Drago was it was the whole thing of Russia. But in the end, you find out Drago was doing this for himself.
Sure,
he wasn't doing this for his country.
Well, he was doing it for his country. Later on, he was doing it for himself. Like he changed his mind towards the end, which is why he lost, because he's doing it for himself and not his country.
I think he was always doing it for
Russia,
himself.
though. I think in Russia, in order to make yourself better, you had to show out for your country. You know what I mean? Right. It was all about that nationalism.
And Apollo's defense in this fight, like, this was supposed to be an exhibition. It's a show. You know what I mean? It's a show.
This is supposed to be an exhibition.
Yeah, and also the bell rings and Drago keeps punching him. You know, it's like,
oh, Drago don't speak English. He don't even know what exhibition means.
I like Drago just got that right hand up. Like I'm gonna knock the hell out of you. It's just that right hand.
You know, he doesn't know the difference.
Well, he was gonna attack, but he's waiting for his trainer to tell him to attack. Drago now.
Boom. Yeah, that is a good moment. Yelled in Russian. Thanks.
Wow. I think Carl runs about 10 miles at the beginning of this fight.
Yeah.
You know, if we could have got Brian Edward Hill on here, he could have told us about the time that he met Dolph, but
that's okay. Dude, Rylend's been much more informative than I think Hill would have ever been.
Facebook's taking shots.
Message him. Get him in the chat. We'll get him on.
Dude, Facebook suggested we be friends, and this gives me an excuse to invite him to something right now.
Wait. Who?
I will message Brian Edward Hill. I'm going to send request.
That would be amazing.
Facebook,
you assholes are already replacing me. God damn it!
No, we're going to add on to it.
Hey, Brian Edward Hill started all this, man. You just took it to another level.
Yeah. So
Apollo's not looking good.
The first time I met Carl was in Hollywood at the Egyptian Theater. There was a double feature of Predator and Action Jackson.
Oh,
and you know, I know some of the people at the Egyptian, so I got to kind of like go backstage and meet Carl in between. And you can see the picture on it's on my Facebook, it's on my Instagram, everything. The moment I meet Carl, somebody took a picture of it, and we're actually doing the Dylan
you son of a bitch.
Predator handshake. Incredible. Yeah. You know, that was a bucket list moment. It's like I could die happy after that.
That is amazing.
Mama worried, man. Mama
saying goodbye to his wife there.
Gosh.
Oh, ow.
That's touching, man.
Somebody needs to tell someone.
Somebody needs to
Stallone missed the boat. Stallone should have.
Clearly, as we're all watching this
Carl
movie
Weathers
live on
done
YouTube,
a buddy cop
35
movie.
years later.
Yeah.
Dude, I love how they you can see like the mist, the sweat pop off their heads with a punch, you know?
Yeah. So it's worth saying here that Weathers and Lundgren ended up having like a massive feud during the filming of this. Lundgren got way too physical with Carl, and it really pissed him off.
Somebody was saying that in the chat earlier. Did they get in a fight?
Yeah, they almost came to blows on set, and so at one point, Carl like stopped short, storms off set, and there was a 4-day work stoppage because Weathers would not come back on set. He was so livid, and Stallone had to step in, broker peace between the two of them.
Wow,
4 days. Wow.
Yeah.
He's twitching on the ground, spasming.
Creed is down.
He's dead. The champ is dead.
He's spasming, dude.
If he dies,
he dies.
Let's drop those Russian emojis in the chat.
That's right. I'm the real champion.
Somebody get a doctor. Absolute pandemonium. The real champion.
Where's the stretcher?
Somebody send a doctor. It's a fight. It's a fight. Where the fuck? There's a doctor right next to the guy.
He's ringside. He can't get in.
Did he go for a hot dog or something? What
There's
the fuck?
too many people in the ring.
Like, I thought it was an exhibition.
Oh, Jason,
this
is supposed to be an exhibition.
Number 1.
Notice
there it is,
I
right there.
pulled for the hero. And
Right there. That's the
Jason's
rest of the
villain.
movie right there in a stare.
You're
One
at
stare.
the Russian
Yeah.
Sportatorium.
And that's it,
why
guys.
when you talk about
Thanks for
Stallone,
showing up, everyone. The movie's over.
He's a genius, man. He knows how to make you emotionally invest. Like,
yeah, his best friend.
you can throw Russia and U.S. out the window. You're still invested in this movie.
Yeah, now
So
Rocky's out for revenge.
His eulogy here is horrendous. I mean, it's like this is we're not going to be able to hear it, but
Like,
trust me, go.
We ran on the
before this, but I was having a bad morning.
We ran on the beach and hugged. I mean, we were friends.
Ding.
Like, yeah, it's like Stallone scribbled this on a napkin, like after rolling out of bed after like a weekend party, and it's really terrible.
I still need
Rocky IV was in 1985. Predator was in 1987. So Carl Weathers was like, "Forget this. I'm going to Arnold."
Oh yeah.
It sucks he couldn't get out of their shadows in the 80s. Really.
Well,
He did eventually. He did.
And so one of the fun facts here is Arnold trained Dolph for this movie.
Wow. That's awesome.
Because Stallone's note, like they met like thousands of people trying to cast Drago, and they could not find the right guy. And finally, they meet Drago. Finally they meet Lundgren, and Stallone sits with them and says, like, "Look, I think we can use you, but you have to put on 20 pounds of muscle."
Wow.
And so, who do you go to if you want to put on 20 pounds of muscle?
Sure. In the 80s, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But so this sequence is fucking weird because the original cut of the movie is about 2 hours long, and there was a scene where Stallone actually goes to the boxing commission and tries to get this fight set up, but they cut it all. Have no reason, I have no idea why.
Yeah.
And they sort of cover it over with this like montage of.
I like the montage. It's much quicker than having him go to the board and explain and drag things out. You don't need that. Just show a montage at the subtitles, and you get it.
There's one problem with it, is that like 90% of the people that watch this movie have no idea that Rocky has to give up his belt to do this.
Oh, okay.
That ends up being a big thing, is that he is the champion of the world. He can't technically go and do this fight, so he goes to the boxing commission to try to get it cleared, and they're like, "We won't sanction this. He has to give up his belt essentially to go do this, which is a big deal."
That should have been in the movie, 100%.
Yeah, it should have been in the movie.
91 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, they could.
It also exactly. It also addresses all this other stuff. Like, Rocky is doing this for no money, which is completely absurd.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
It goes back to revenge. It goes back to revenge.
Yeah.
That's what's
it goes back to revenge. Yeah, that's funny, but seriously, like, there's no way to get paid for this thing. In Rocky V, he starts at the movie, he is dead fucking broke, and it's probably because he does this goddamn fight for no
He had
money.
to fly first class to Russia for 2 people.
Yeah.
Paulie's fucking robot.
Freaking Paulie, he put stocks into sex robots, and
yes,
it's all
Paulie's fault.
It
has nothing to do with this fight. It's
he's got well. Did he get that? I think he got this house that he goes to at the end of Train. I think he got a vacation home in Russia.
Yeah, right, the cabin.
And
Go ahead. I was saying my brother hates Paulie, and when this came out, or Part 5 came out, and he saw that like he lost all of Rocky's money, he's like, I hate Paulie even more, like so much. I can't even stand looking at him.
So he was happy. And what was it? Was it Rocky? Was it Creed in the first Creed that we find out Paulie passed on?
Yeah.
Was he like ecstatic? He was like,
oh yeah, he's down. Yeah, he's down. So finally.
Does that mean the robot's free of Paulie's
No, I can fuck the
control?
robot.
This is the other big hole in the movie right here. This is the one big problem in the movie, is that Adrian finds out now. Yeah, and so if you had that extra half hour that kind of connects this, it's like, setting up this fight and like, and
you did a press release talk and stuff. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I mean, she found out like on TV basically, and so and it's like, so it took like months maybe to get this going, and it's like she just never understood that anything was going on. Like, hey, where have you been these last months? Like,
that doesn't work.
What do you do? What do you do?
I never really thought about it, but you're right. It doesn't work.
Well, let's circle back around and say what Jason said.
Yeah,
this montage This montage makes it all worth it.
Oh, montage!
Yeah,
the montage is awesome, but this scene, terrible. I hate her so much. She's so ungrateful. She's never believed in him unless he's winning in front of her eyes, and then she believes him in every single fight.
He doing it for no money, and that dude just killed another dude.
What does she do?
There's no reason to fight this guy except for pride. My old lady would be pissed too.
Sure. Yeah, Gomer speaking truth.
She would. My old lady be like, what the hell you ain't getting paid. This dude just killed your homeboy. And now what? You going to fly first class to Russia spending more of my money.
He's going to kill you.
Right? Go back to part 1. She's like, you can't beat Apollo. And then go back to part 2. You can't beat Apollo again. You crazy. Part 3. You can't beat Clubber Lang. Part 4.
She's just worried. She's concerned.
It's like, oh my God, woman.
Jason.
Yeah. She's the ultimate wet blanket. It's a really rough go, and it's
every old lady, man. It's every old lady.
Like, his son sucks. Like his wife sucks. Like his whole family sucks. Terrible. Poor Rocky.
What about his son?
Oh, poor Rocky.
Rocky Balboa. We see what she got.
No, there is one moment. Is it in 3 where she's on the beach and she's like, you got to do this for us. You know, she's like, what do we need? Money.
So long.
You know, it's I mean, there's that moment, and she's never sexier than she is in that moment, right? And so all these other moments that you're talking about, you're absolutely right, and
she's
have you
good.
read the papers?
Have you read the papers?
Win.
Yeah, have you read the papers? You didn't know I was fighting?
Suicide. You can't win!
Oh my God!
What do we need? Money!
She's good. Hey, she's good at. She's good at. It's
annoying.
not up to. It's not up to her. It's not up to her. But she's good at twisting it around, so it seems like she's doing Rocky a favor by giving him her blessing.
Exactly.
I would have done the same exact thing as he did. Like, I just got home. I'm super tired. Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna leave and go for a drive. Like, Jesus, lady. Like,
I'm gonna listen to this rad song and think about my friends.
Dude,
turn it up to 11.
I have to mention.
This is the scene that Brian Edward Hill put in that comic.
Oh my God!
That's what started this all.
He's doing all the
have
violent
to
shit.
mention. Wait, I
don't even remember what book it was in.
the awesome
Rylend
homage
biting
to this
his lower lip
that
really got me.
really the homage to this that Matt Stone and Trey Parker did in basketball. Do y'all recall the scene where they copied this in
yes
basketball? It's terrific. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
This is
Lamborghini, love the lights
right?
popping up. It's so 80s. Southpaw.
Oh, it's great.
Fiero.
There it is.
You got a Fiero.
He's going to hit like 5 more of those.
I forgot he had a vanity plate. I just lost a little respect for Balboa.
This is the problem with people when they get money. You don't need a Lambo, Rock. You don't.
How 1985 is that Lamborghini?
Right?
Dude, it's sick. That's still my favorite. That's still my favorite model Lamborghini. That's still my favorite.
Countach, but it's pronounced Countach.
Gomer
and Diablo were my two favorites.
You don't need it. If you want a Lambo, get a Lambo. Do not get a vanity plate.
Not indestructible.
That's Adam Russell. He spent an extra $150 on the damn.
That's ego. That is too much ego.
Real talk.
He's
in high
the
school, had the soundtrack in my ears. I was like, just benching.
Cool. Jason, I listened to it today at the gym.
That's the last time I worked out.
Today at the gym. It's a burning heart.
Oh, we singing this?
There's no easy way out.
There's
no shortcut home.
There's no
way out.
So let's address this now. This movie is essentially like a package of montages and music videos with like 8 dialogue scenes thrown in, right?
Yeah.
And so this has been talked about ad nauseum. I'm not covering any new ground here. However, there was somebody who went. You can find this online. Somebody did the math on this, like with had a stopwatch. And this movie is 31.9% montages.
Yes,
like
what's great.
It is literally a third montages. That's never been approached in the history of movies. Like
do you think
the next closest to it is maybe 10%? I mean, it's absurd.
Do you think Frank Stallone went out and had his own montage because he wasn't part of this movie?
The saxophone.
Let's hit the important question: which montage is the best in this movie? This one,
this might be my favorite one.
The training montage. I like this one more. They're both so good.
I like this one.
Nothing beats Hearts on Fire. Nothing beats Hearts on Fire.
Yeah.
It's not even a debate.
The training.
What about War? What about War in the fight? It's great.
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, but this montage, this would be the best scene in like 99.9% of movies. It does not beat Hearts on Fire. It just doesn't.
Is so good because it's it's a recap. It's
Exactly.
a clip show.
Yeah,
it's like Avengers Endgame, man.
Yeah,
but way quicker.
For those that are watching live, we got Boogie giving away Daredevil number 24 in the chat. Go and get that code.
I think everybody left.
Great issue.
Murdoch on trial.
5 bros hanging out watching a great
I'm
movie.
okay with that too.
I closed my YouTube so I can't see how many people are watching.
I just want to know why. I gotta get a pasta.
Oh, there we go.
Punching the meat. Yeah.
Yes, spank that meat.
Mickey.
So there are rumors online about the Frank Stallone thing, and those rumors say that Frank did not approve of Brigitte. They did not get along, and so Stallone cut him out, and that's why that's why he doesn't come to work on this thing. Is that they were at odds, and then of course, 2 years later, Brigitte completely screws him over, and then Frank is then back in the good graces until he becomes a maniac on Twitter. So.
And then he did the whole soundtrack for Part 5.
We're talking about Frank Stallone or Dan Slott?
Sorry, I had to spin. I love it when he falls and the towel falls. And
is that where they got that line? Frank Stallone talking to Brigitte Nielsen. If you hit me, I sue. And they put that line in Rocky 5.
Dude, what if Flavor Flav came on? He's like, if she comes, she comes.
Oh my god! Holy crap!
Boy,
Jason loves no rules.
Boy!
Yeah, boy.
So, hey, what time is it? It's time to change those pants.
I don't want to miss it. They played that entire damn song.
It's like 3 minutes and
32 seconds.
This is the last time we see the robot, right?
No, I think he's. I think we see him with Paulie. Oh God, it might be the last thing with the robot. You might be right. Yeah, because he goes to Russia. There's no movie after that. You're right.
Romance,
That was it.
Everyone keeps their bicycle in their room.
This kid is such a
break.
This kid is such a wimp. He needs
presents.
He's such a wimp. He needs the handlebar. He needs the handlebars pillow cushion. Because he's such
Gomer's Trypticon on the bed.
It's the 80s. We all had handlebars.
No, I ripped that off as soon as I was a kid. I ripped it off. That little thing in from the handlebars, that little cushion.
The Velcro cushion.
Safety first, Jason. Safety first.
I raced BMX bikes, so I needed those. They kept me from getting my teeth knocked out.
I ripped mine out.
Courtesy.
Of course, the guy with the Drago shirt ripped his off.
He's like, if I die.
If he dies, he dies.
Third grader just riding.
If I fall, I fall.
Homemade ramps with cement blocks stolen from across the way.
I've been hit so many times I don't feel nothing no more.
And this is worthless too, talking to your kid. Come on. There's no emotional thing here with the kid. Come on. The hell with this kid. The kid don't matter right now.
If the big Russian man wanted to beat me up, I'd be real scared.
He's totally what if he's just like talking to his kid like and then he just looks at the kid and is like, who are you?
And the kid's like,
so
what you
drunk he forgets who his own kid is.
Hey yo.
Who are you?
What the hell are all these cameras doing here, man?
Oh god, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It's great. It's great.
Also, if the kid sounded just like him, like da da da.
I want Jason to wear that sweater too.
Dude, I want that. I want the other one.
Dude, with the blue one. With the seatbelt.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy this bed while you can, kid, because you won't have it very much longer.
We're going to go broke with this. Do you really need a Lambo, Dad? Really?
Dude, you're going to age like 10 years in the next 2. And then
you're going to have crazy superpowers on Heroes.
You're going to get an earring, just one earring with a cross on it.
20 years from now, I'm still going to have to yell at you like you're 10.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Polly fucks that robot.
Oh, and this is not great either. My old lady would not watch at the window as I left.
She'd be flipping you off.
Like, okay, here's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Have fun in Russia, kicking ass.
Dude, that limo guy was letting him in that was opening the door for him was like, did you really need a Lambo? Like everyone through the movie's like, did you really need a Lambo?
Another great song. Another great song.
You really need a Lambo.
Oh, here comes that asshole with the Lambo.
In Russia. Even in Russia, these assholes have heard he's got a Lambo. Did you really need a Lambo, Rock? You live in Philly. Is that really practical?
It's man against man.
Dude, these Russian guys always look so tough, man. Their beards and snow. Hell yeah.
I listened to this song at the gym today, too.
Dude, it's so powerful.
Russian airplane, you can see all the rivets.
Man, that's great.
Rivets,
I still have to buy the Alvin and the Chickmunks Christmas album because of Paulie.
Yep. I think of Rocky IV every time my kids listen to it.
Yeah, dude.
I think of King of Queens. A hula hoop, he said.
Hula hoop.
That scene where the dad's listening to it.
You gotta love Rocky's bomber jacket, man.
Oh man, I want one.
I'm pretty sure my stepdad had one.
And the hat, dude. And the hat.
We're talking about Gomer with his towel.
we missed Tony Burton's big scene, didn't we? Did we just lose that? Yeah, I think we did.
Oh man, which
Am I
one
wrong?
was it?
It's the pep talk that Duke gives Rocky. Like
no. It's once they're at the cabin.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's coming up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Man, what a powerful
I like
that is.
I like the training talk he gets in Rocky Balboa when he's like, "You've got arthritis. You can't do this. You can't do this." He's like, "We're going to have to do some hurting bombs."
Dude, he was so pissed, dude. When he was yelling it, he had like one crazy eye, and it was like the whites of his eyes were yellow. You know, like he was awesome, dude. That was a great scene.
He's telling him, he's like, in this, he's doing all these crazy sit-ups and ab workouts, and then like in that, he's like, you can't do this. You got arthritis.
You gotta lift tires and kegs. One hit, boom, knock him out. Woo! Dude, the trainer, like at the funeral, the tie he was wearing. I have that same exact tie, and it's vintage from the 70s. The exact same one.
Wow. You should have wore that, man.
I know, right? I should have dressed this like
the
You looked it up on eBay to see how much it goes
No,
for?
it was randomly one of my when I was a younger guy and I used to go to church a lot, like one of the elder men, he gave me his hand-me-down ties, man. Yeah, dude.
It was just in there?
Yeah, he gave me some ties.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Boogie. That's not weird.
It was nice. It was a nice old man.
Kind of weird.
It was a nice old man
guy at church
dude.
gave me a box of ties.
What did you have to do for those ties, dude?
He said, come in my closet and I'll show you these ties.
Adam, get the doll out again, please.
No, Paulie, no.
All right, Jason, show us on the doll.
What'd you have to do to earn the time?
Why is Paulie even here? Why is Paulie even along? He doesn't do nothing but bitch the whole damn time.
Yeah, I don't even know why Paulie's there.
He had that swagger at the beginning. He said, "This is Russia. Don't look so tough, Rock."
I don't know.
Like, why is Paulie even there?
He just hangs out and bitches about being bored the whole time.
Yeah, wouldn't you rather be in a mansion in the swimming pool or something like Paulie fucking a robot? Yeah,
he's probably like, don't worry, Rock. If this doesn't pan out, I invested in Thigh Master. We'll be rich.
Yeah, I put $2 million in sex robots, Rocky. We got this.
It's a growth industry.
You can't buy your own product.
This is where Paulie falls over, right?
Yeah.
He's bitching about the Rose Bowl game.
Yeah, what about the Rose Bowl game? What?
The Rose Bowl game's on New Year's Day, and he's
January.
He's fighting on Christmas. Like,
is that don't tread on me in his back? Said don't tread on me in his back.
Oh, the snow! This dude's literally lived in Philly his entire life.
He's just never seen snow. What is this white substance? It's a Russian trap.
Yeah, it's a Russian trap. There's snow here. Soviet, damn
it. There's a reason we've got like 3 people in the chat.
Hey man, this is too good.
Yeah, because the fucking awesome people are left. That's why.
That's right.
I love how this dude owns him in chess, just random. You know,
we should just make this a yearly thing. The 5 of us watch Rocky IV on Black Friday every year. I don't care if anybody watches.
So Tony Burton is actually like a badass chess player.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so Stanley Kubrick was like a grandmaster. It was like certified and everything.
Wow.
And so on the set of The Shining, Tony Burton, there's like much fanfare about this, beat Stanley Kubrick. And so apparently he's like just this badass chess player.
That's amazing.
Like Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. So I ran into Tony Burton at a con one time. And I was so fucking excited that it was Tony Burton. I just, I tried to take a picture of him, and he turns around, sees me taking the picture, and the picture is him going like, he's like, don't take a picture of me, motherfucker! I get $50 for pictures.
Oh wow!
Yeah. It did not go well.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to go over and be like, Tony, I've loved you forever, but I made the mistake of trying to take the picture first. Didn't work out.
You're on the blacklist now.
yeah. And it's like but it's like so I love Tony Burton for years, but he was also like he popped up on the Rockford Files when I was growing up. My mom was a huge Rockford Files fan. I still love the Rockford Files. Amazing fucking show. Just really holds up. A lot of the Rockford Files was written by David Chase, who then created The Sopranos. So that's how good it is. Wow. And James Garner is just fucking awesome. But Tony Burton was like a regular on the Rockford Files, and so like I love Tony Burton so much. And so I got so excited, and yeah, the first and only thing Tony Burton ever said to me was, "Don't take a picture of me, motherfucker. I get $50 for pictures." I was devastated.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, there it is.
Oh,
the drip.
I love that we all got quiet. This is so good.
Yeah.
man, I don't think I could ever do that. Like with if I ever got famous, I couldn't like, hey, I get $50 for a photo. I mean, I would just be happy someone wants to take a picture of me.
Everybody says that when they're not famous, though.
Yeah. The worst story I have with that is so growing up. You remember the Bash Brothers? You know the 87 through 90 Oakland Athletics, Canseco, McGuire, all those guys.
I'm probably the only one that knows what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, Jose Canseco was the biggest baseball player in like the universe, like the biggest athlete in the universe back then. And so my mom was good friends with Bob Welch, who was with Hugh Welch, who was Bob Welch's cousin. Bob Welch from the Cy Young was a pitcher. And so I get to go meet the Bash Brothers, like, you know, in 1990, right after they won their championship. And Bob takes me down in the field, introduces me to everybody. Everybody signs my ball. I still have it. It's right here. And I go to get Canseco's autograph. Welch isn't with me at that point. I'm like 8, and I'm like, Mr. Canseco, can I have your autograph? And he looks at me and he's like, kid, I make 6 figures a year signing baseballs. Why would I sign yours for free?
Oh,
and like, burst into tears. I am in the Oakland A's dugout at Tiger Stadium.
Wow.
And yeah,
it doesn't surprise me at all, though.
He was awful. He was really bad. And so Bob had to take the baseball from me, walk it over, chew out Canseco, and get him to sign my ball.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, see, that's. I would rather someone have like a great, like if someone's if I was famous, someone trying to like snap a photo, I'd just do something fun, just make it a memory for that person, and they'll love you forever.
You say that until you have to do it 5,000 times. Exactly, Gomer. Rocky is.
Make 5,000 memories. Make
5,000 workout here.
Yeah. Rocky, I went out to take a week, and my kid. I want to take a week. I want to take a week, and my kid was like, "Oh, you're watching Rocky," and punched me right in the face, man.
Oh yes.
My 14-year-old was like, "Oh, you're watching Rocky? Pop." I was like, dude.
Gomer has the exact jacket on that Rocky has on.
No. Did you go do that on purpose? That's amazing.
How do you...
Who's getting the better workout, man? Drago or Rocky?
Cola, though, man. Come on.
No way, dude.
After Transformers,
he's living 5 feet and falling down.
For Vince.
Dude, everybody wants to do those. Everybody wants to do those log lunges.
Do you know how easy it is to knock a dude out that's not punching you versus chopping a tree down?
The tree don't hit back unless it's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Neither does that sparring partner.
He died. He's dead.
Yeah, he killed. Bring me another one. Bring me another one.
Number 2.
Yeah, that's why he has to. That's why he has to do laps all alone. He's so lonely. I bet he cries.
He keeps murdering people.
he only hires Americans.
You see a current population of Russia, and it keeps going down.
So interesting score note here. So this is the only Rocky film that where the score is not composed by Bill Conti. He chose instead to do the Karate Kid Part 2. And there's this other thing where Peter Cetera originally wrote Glory of Love for Rocky 4 for the end of Rocky 4, but Stallone rejected it in favor of Hearts on Fire.
I love that damn movie.
I love Hearts on Fire.
And that song. I love Karate Kid too.
I mean, I think I think each song ended up where it should have been.
Sure,
but
yeah. Oh, now you're here, Adrian.
I flew first class to Rock
on your credit card.
On your credit card.
Yeah.
I
missed you fucking loser. Yeah, it's really tough to get over her not coming initially. Like that's a reason to go.
I thought you were going to divorce me, so I missed you.
I hate the beard. I hate the beard.
Come on, Gomer.
It looks good on him. It looks great on him.
It's training Rocky.
I hate it.
There's like a French.
He looks like Shipwreck from G.I. Joe.
This is the most important.
He 100% does. He 100% does.
He looks like Shipwreck from G.I. fucking Joe.
They zoom out. It looks
Incredible.
like she has no legs. They zoom out. It looks like she has absolutely no legs. Gone. Just gone.
He looks like Shipwreck.
Here
from
we go.
Joe.
Yes. Let's
Turn
get
it.
Oh, here.
Oh, look at them jump ropes.
He's got his parrot too.
Oh, hell yeah, Rylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does have the parrot. Dude, I came in here the other day. My daughter sometimes breaks in here. She took the helmet off Cobra Commander and put it on the parrot.
Just he's got those classic Adidas boxing training shoes.
You got
or
them
whatever.
from Russia because all the Russians wear is Adidas.
That's why Paulie came to hold his leg.
Which one's harder?
Drago later on. Drago, he's like,
something for you to do, Paulie.
There was debate online whether or not the beard is real. Like a lot of people think it's like it's like makeup. It's a prosthetic beard.
I would say real.
I think it's real.
I would say real.
I mean, he's Italian, so he could grow that in probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's like a day and a half for an actual Italian. Yeah.
God, that song's so good.
It's a great montage,
that's his,
dude. God.
I love when he does the sit-ups, like when he's on the bench.
No pain. No pain.
Yeah, no pain. Dude, guaranteed I did those too. Like in high school, I was like, no pain. I was doing those.
You got to let them fall at the end too. You can't let them down gently.
That was me in high school. That was me in high school.
Yeah.
Me too. It was dragon flags.
School equipment,
no pain. No pain.
That's school equipment, Jason.
That's why I still have
no pain.
Because
no pain.
I always like when they do sit-ups and then they like tap them on the tummy. You know, slap their tummies really hard.
Duke
like that's gonna help somehow.
Dude, it's so great to see Duke get his due in this. Like that pep talk he gives is just such an incredible scene for him. And it's like, he's in 3 movies, barely registers, and then he just fucking kind of gets his Oscar moment and knocks it out of the park.
He's and then actually get steroids. You actually see the Russian get steroids now.
Boom!
He's got real steroids. We went all out for this movie.
Crushed.
Sylvester Stallone.
That's a real
we got real steroids.
That was in Family Guy also. Brian the dog crumpled the picture. I think it was a Stewie.
Tom Cruise would totally take steroids if he was in this role.
Totally.
I used to think that exercise was a load of crap. Where they're in the cart. But then I did something similar at the gym. I was like, okay, it's legit.
I'm gonna go get me a wagon and see if I can lift it.
He's gotta put him back down, bro.
And I've never been able to outrun a Mercedes. I've tried on several occasions. Every time there's a Mercedes behind me, I put the pedal to the metal.
That needs to be the montage. Many times Gomer attempted to outrun a Mercedes.
Yeah.
That's a badass Mercedes, though.
Did you try running down a narrow path of snow, Gomer?
That's what I need to do. Yeah, get out the wilderness.
I have run on an inclined treadmill that raises like that. Max speed for 2 minutes as fast as possible. On the
way harder.
It was a good
But have you tried running up a snow-covered hill?
It was that.
I don't know. That Russian dude is a jerk for doing that on that treadmill, man.
You mean this is how you train in Russia?
This
Yeah,
is
but Rocky's got to get
training.
back down.
Yeah, how's he
top
going
of
to
the
get back down? It doesn't seem like he's dressed for the occasion. Like I have a lot of trouble with this.
We're in a leather jacket.
You
and
have
blue
some
jeans.
repelling gear, some
it's
batons
easy.
and ropes.
He's in his
things.
he's
Yeah,
in
he's
his
not a
natural
cliffhanger.
environment because it's rocky up there.
Oh, damn it. There it is. There it is. That's the Adam joke of the cast right there. Jesus.
This is the prequel to what is it? Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. I love that, man. That's a great movie, dude.
He lets go of like the girl. Ah.
Oh, that's what happened to Adrian.
Is this when he comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm wearing blue, white, and red trunks, not red, white, and blue trunks"?
USA Network.
This thing is being televised on a major network. How is he not getting paid?
Right?
This is
right. In Russia, network pay you.
It's like all of the UN is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole UN is there.
They've got their little placards.
Nickname Death from Above.
Italy is over here. French.
What's the name of the boxer in Rocky 5? The guy he takes under his
Tommy
wing?
Gunn. Tommy Gunn.
Tommy Gunn.
Yep.
Maybe he donates his proceeds
to
like some charity that actually helped Tommy Gunn start boxing, and then Rocky inevitably meets him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you don't want money, give it to charity. Exactly. That's a great point. You know, I mean, there's somebody is making like hundreds of millions of dollars off this thing,
right?
USA.
The Soviet. Ooh, wow.
Oh, here he is. Mikhail
there you go. It's Gorbachev. Yeah.
You got a big
I like his,
he got a big poop on his head, y'all.
Yeah,
that was Gorbachev's claim to fame.
Remember the naked
being
gun?
The leader of the second major world power in the history of the world, but he had a little poopy on his head. It was weird.
Remember the Naked Gun movie? He like Leslie Nielsen
it would
rubbed it
move.
off.
Like it would.
He rubbed it off. He's like, I knew it. I knew it.
Gorbachev is like the Rorschach of Russia.
Oh, look at Paulie. Open that part up. This is the only like sensitive part of Paulie ever in this whole.
He kisses
series.
him. He's like, man, I really miss my robot.
He says, I want to be you. I wish I was you, Rock.
He's always been like that, though. He's always been jealous.
No,
he already knows he lost all the money.
He actually was like honest and sincere. Like, I love you, and I wish I was you because I love you so much.
That was guilt. He already knows he lost all of his money.
He's like, thank you for buying me that robot. I've never been pleasured to that extent before. Thank you, Rock.
Yeah, that fleshlight is amazing.
So is this the first time he's wearing the red, white, and blue? No, he wore red, white, and blue against Lang, right? No. Did he? Is this the first time he's wearing the red, white, and blue trunks? We need Rylend.
Yeah.
Well, he was usually what? Black
How
and gold.
How do we make it
gold?
through movies in the theater without taking a leak? Rylend, is this the first time Rock wears the red, white, and blue trunks?
Or did he wear it with Clubber Lang?
Ah, God, I don't know.
I don't remember either. I want to say this is the first time.
I want to say it's the first time, but I think he might have worn him last movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I hope this is the first time.
Yeah. I mean, there's the debate, like right when he goes in. I mean, like it's Rocky 1, right, where he's like, "I wear red, white, and blue," and it's like, "No, Apollo does," right? Like he shows up to the ring and they picture him. Yeah, and so I don't know. It would make sense thematically that he didn't wear them until Apollo was gone. That they were kind of a tribute to him.
And that's like his famous look. You know, that's the famous look of Rocky from this movie. So because he has like the Italian stallion, the yellow and black for a while, and then at some point, I want to say when he fights Clubber, he's wearing white and red. I think so too.
Like white trunks with red piping.
Yeah, you're right.
And you know, I mean, because again, like Apollo's his best friend, right? He's not gonna. That's Apollo's thing. He's not gonna take that from him until. I mean, it's like kind of like a tribute for him, right? It's like he's sort of carrying the torch.
I love the Russian's entrance song. It was so like ominous and badass. And meanwhile, like Rocco was like what Tina Turner or something. It's like some pop song, you know.
He's like a volcano waiting to erupt.
Oh man. And they have the banners in the background. If you look, there's a giant thing of Dolph Lundgren and like Rocky. Who has those banners to this day? Who has them?
Jason really wants to get his hand on these damn banners.
Yo, if I would
pretty fucking awesome.
bury me in the Drago banner.
So what Rocky won?
Your old lady would be like, "No, we're not hanging up giant fucking Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren banners in our
Karl
house.
Marx
It's not
in the back.
happening."
Yeah.
So Gomer.
Yes,
it looks like Rocky won. His trunks were red and white.
Yes,
and,
the white
and Rocky 2 and 3 they were black and gold.
Fun fact for you,
or gold and black.
In Rocky 1, the strap was in the colors were reversed on the
sign
banners. Yeah,
yeah. He mentions that to the promoter.
There you go, dude.
This is wonderful, dude. Where the hell are you gonna hang these?
Yeah,
these are like the size of your damn house. You're gonna hang them outside in front, so everyone knows you're a Rocky fan.
Yeah.
If I was Dolph,
I'll just cover my garage in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was Dolph, like, yo, guys, I'm taking this home once this movie's done.
Jason's like, my foyer could use a carpet.
So like the Russian national anthem is kind of awesome, you know.
It's
like
awesome.
I feel weird saying that, but it's like there are a number of like really good.
The Russian anthem slaps.
Yeah. There's that, but do you remember the scene in Hunt for Red October, like where they're headed off, and Sean Connery's like, "Let them sing."
Yes,
it's beautiful or something.
So good. But I know that because of WWF and Nikolai Volkov. That's why I know the lyrics to the Russian national anthem. The only other national anthem. Well, Canada. I know a little bit.
I know Canada. Yeah. I lived in Detroit. I was on a border town, so CBC signed off at night, and so I knew that by the time I was 10. But you reminded me. Okay, the laziness of Stallone naming Drago's trainer. His trainer's name is Nikolai Koloff, and I have two massive wrestling fans here. There was a wrestler named Nikolai Volkov, and there was a wrestler named Ivan Koloff.
Yes,
and Drago's trainer is named Nikolai Koloff. So
he was sitting there Saturday morning saying, "Oh man, I got to get this to the producer. I got to get this
what is the Russian name?
Yeah,
what's a Russian name?" WWF comes on. He's like, "All right,
I like rock and wrestling.
Will work beautifully."
I've got the first season of Rock and Wrestling on VHS about 5 feet away from me.
There you go. I bet he can't do a Russian sickle though.
Nice.
Man, my laptop is struggling to stream all this stuff at the same time.
Man, this is it though. This is
like melting your desk.
Come on.
It's like I'm trying to. It's like I hit a chat to go up, and it's like, dude.
This
Boogie,
fight.
Can your laptop go the distance?
I don't know.
We're find out. I'd rather watch this fight than most HBO fights.
Than most actual boxing. 100%.
Of course.
If all boxing was like Rocky movies, boxing would be the most popular sport in the universe. Aliens would finally say, "Yeah, you guys did it."
It sounded like that when you punch somebody, everybody would watch it.
Yeah,
if all baseball was like a league of their own, I'd watch it.
Boxing these days is to me is still greater than UFC. UFC is like,
oh, don't start, Jason. I will kick you off
that's a bad argument, dude.
Football was like
you're crazy.
Was like water boy
because it's not fun
football
watching
was like the water
mixed martial artists against mixed martial artists because you don't know anyone's fight status. Like it usually turns from like a fighter like that uses his fist. And ends up being like a hugging grappling match. And
do you know why?
Out.
Oh my gosh!
Because if you learn how to strike with your fists, I will take you down and strangle you immediately.
Yeah,
there is a reason that
I hate seeing people tap out. It's so much
Boogie Bentley has been practicing for Mortal Kombat for years. Okay, leave him alone.
I would kick your ass in a fight if
he
you
would.
Don't.
Yeah, because you wrestled me, you choke me out or whatever.
If you don't take me down and hurt me, I'll beat you up.
Honestly, you could have no training and probably kick my ass. Okay, I'm not going to take that.
I hate seeing like people tap out. It's so boring. Like boxing is so cool because
it's the best part.
It's the best match with your fists. Everyone knows what they're doing when you go in. When UFC is just a mix, grab bag of whatever, and you end up getting
rules just completely out the window here. He's throwing him
out. It's so
boring. He's grabbing him by the face and throwing him into the corner.
Yeah, sorry, Jason.
Pushing the referee out of the way.
Jason took me out of the show.
Jason triggered Boogie with the UFC comment.
Yeah. I'm like triggered,
dude.
So you know why? Because there's boxing, This is like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. What's happening in Rocky right now?
Well, we should talk about this a little bit. So Stallone and Lundgren decided that they were actually going to hit each other while shooting this thing.
Mistake.
And so at some point, about halfway through shooting this scene, it took weeks to shoot the scene. Stallone took a shot to the chest and he feels weird, but kind of shakes it off. But as the day progresses, his heart swells.
Oh my God.
He had a blood pressure over 200, and he had to be airlifted from Vancouver, where they were shooting it, to a hospital in Santa Monica, and the entire production was shut down for like 4 weeks.
What?
Yeah, and then there
Dolph
was
Lundgren almost killed a legend.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and then there was this whole like insurance problem where it was like obviously it ends up costing you a shit ton of money to shut down for like almost a month, and the insurance company did not believe that Lundgren could have caused the injuries that were inflicted upon Rocky. They were trying to say that he got into a car accident, was trying to say that was trying to sort of put it off on the production.
Until they actually saw Dolph Lundgren, they're like, "Whoa, okay, I understand."
Well, that's the urban legend. They're like, "Guys, come on!" And then the insurance adjuster came down and looked at him. They're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay." Here's the
Wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he would have died though? How
Dude,
much more popular Rocky 4 would have been?
Well, they would have still put it out, dude. The studio would have lost money and missed out on that opportunity to take advantage of a horrible situation for free promotion.
Yeah.
And it would have been like a Brandon Lee, sort of the Crow, kind of thing, dude.
Yep.
What if the insurance guy came down with like a bulletproof vest and a padded vest? He's like, "All right, I'm gonna need to take a punch to verify this."
Yeah, right.
And Dolph had to like knock the hell out of him.
Another American murdered.
See, here's more of
what the ref would have called that. The ref would have called that.
He can just do whatever he wants.
The ref would have called it. He gets knocked down on the floor on the mat like 3 times. Starts to be like, "Fight's over. Fight's over."
This dude's done killed Carl Weathers.
Slammed him. And he's a Russian ref. Like he would have called it. Like it's done.
Yeah.
Listen to those shotgun body shots.
I like that part when he's in the corner because he's not even getting hit. And he's like
the Russians cut. The Russians cut. Oh my God, the Russians cut.
Oh, everybody's concerned now.
Yeah. 3 punches, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. He's not a machine. He's a man. He's a man.
Yeah,
he's a man. He bleeds.
Oh yeah.
If he bleeds,
the Russians cut. Look at those abs.
I got that bell. That bell.
So good.
Whoa! After the bell. Body slam.
Yes.
And then he goes down like a wrestler.
It's so good. This movie is amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. That's the best hype scene. Hype scene.
That's
hype. Pumped. Everyone pumped.
And little did Rocky Balboa know.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Oh, so
little did Rocky Balboa know there was a young Arn Anderson in the crowd that saw that spine buster.
Yeah,
it's incredible. So it's worth noting that this may be the one round that Rocky actually wins in this 15-round bout, other than, of course, the last round when he ends up, ultimately winning. There are a number of interesting articles online that try to score this fight.
Oh my God.
And so if you know how fights are scored, I mean, it basically it ends up being 10-9. There are punches landed, of course, but a round ends up getting scored 10-9 if you win the round, 10-8 if there are knockdowns, and 10-7 if there are multiple knockdowns. You don't see a lot of 10-7s. And so Drago wins at least 13 rounds of the 15, at least 10-8, right? And so there are people that put it, I've seen it put, the best I found is, I think, going into this final round, it's 135 to 109 Drago heading in. Like most people say Drago wins every round, even the cut round. And so Drago has a 26-point lead heading into the final round. And so this ends up being like the ultimate choke job. It's like the worst choke in sports history. This is like
you beat down the hero.
But I mean, this is, you're heading into like the bottom of the ninth in a baseball game, and you have like a 21-run lead.
The bullpen's empty.
Yeah.
So there's this thing called CompuBox that I won't get too much into, but the compy box is what gets into scoring the actual punches landed and all that stuff. And so in the first 3 minutes of screen time in this fight, Drago lands 61 of 72 punches. He lands 71% of his jabs, which is just otherworldly. Like if you compare this to and so
Rocky's like, I should have really trained for this.
Yeah.
I was arguing with my old lady. Yeah. Paulie was hanging out. I should have totally trained for this.
Well, that's the other side of that coin is that after the cut that we just talked about, Rocky lands 17 of 18 punches, or 17 of 18, and then Rocky finishes the fight by landing 36 of 37 punches, which is just like superhuman. And then of course ends up, ultimately
hit the block button, hold the block button.
Spoilers alert. Spoiler.
This is the homework we needed on ComicCast. That's why the show doesn't exist anymore. I do want to give a shout out to Hollywood. He's the only guy still left in the other StreamYard.
That's what's up, dude.
Hollywood's dedicated.
That solo. It gets punched down again right away.
Right here. Here we go. This is amazing.
Oh.
Well, he walks right into it. He's like, hey, man, how's it going? Like he's walking to somebody he sees at the store, and then Drago just pole cocks him.
No. Dude, I love this song, how it's a montage of like different styles. It switched to like the Russian, the American, back and forth versions.
That's Vince DiCola, dude.
So good.
So great.
That's Vince DiCola. Transformers 86, Vince DiCola.
A few cheers now for Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, he got knocked down. The Russian called it.
It's got to be the hair, Pepper, feathered and perfect.
Beautiful.
Welcome to the Ocho.
His face looks like shit, but look at that hair.
Love that. Best montage. I love that.
Oh, it's so good. Is this the best one? Is this better than the training montage?
Oh, I don't know.
They're so good.
I don't know.
Training montage is so inspirational.
Take his heart.
Like, I can listen to these songs at the gym and know what's happening on screen. That's how great they are.
Which what fight?
And then
was
the music,
it?
dude. Honestly, Vince DiCola does not get enough credit because, as probably the biggest fan of the Transformers G1 1986 movie, I can do the same thing with his music in the Transformers movie.
But that's another great soundtrack.
I can see what's happening while his music is playing. And
you mean Dare to Be Stupid?
No. Stop.
I'm joking.
You got the touch.
Rocky.
Oh, you got the power.
Rocky.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All these Soviets would be murdered before they got out of the arena. Okay, they would be shot by the police, and they would make something up.
What Duke is doing for Rocky right now is what Rocky needed to be fucking doing for Apollo.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's like, you can't win. Can we postpone this fight?
Oh, you strength!
Yeah.
Oh, you power!
He's like,
Rocky, you got. Take it to him.
Can we hurry up here, Rock?
I didn't bring any towels, bro.
Yeah, we're out of towels.
We're out of towels, man. Letting you know.
Yeah.
This is a moment too, man. When it becomes not nationalist, when the people in charge are like, no, even our guy has now lost it. It's a big moment for Drago losing it. He's done here. He's lost.
Yeah.
He's lost at this point.
Not yet.
The last round.
It goes to show you can build a robot, but if you don't have the heart with it, then
yes.
That's one that he respects him. He respects Rocky now. He's like, yeah, like good fight. Like you're a good contender.
Well, it's like Drago's like, no, everybody here's respecting Rocky, but no one's respecting me. They're respecting the equipment, the training, the nationalism. I'm a symbol. Yeah. No, I'm me. I'm me. And that's a really cool part of the whole comparison between the USSR and the United States, because in the 80s, during the Cold War, it was like, no, all these individuals in the USSR are not. They're sheep, part of a herd. Mm-hmm. Everyone in America, we are the individuals that make up the country. It was this weird, nationalism, but
Gaumer getting deep,
dude. It turns across in this movie so well, dude. It really comes across.
It continues. You see this story continue in Creed 2 of Ivan and his son, because he didn't go down that path with his son.
Well, it was all how Russia had changed, to be more democratic, really, even though
Well, if I can change and you can change, anybody can
we can all change.
We can all change.
It's funny because
in the end, it didn't matter. He was still proud of his son.
So we have Gorbachev in Russia. I'm assuming Reagan is in America right now. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they didn't even pull from that though. They really focus on America, because
the music coming back right there.
Yeah,
everything in Russia was bad, but there were things in America that were good, but there was still
working
that
those ribs.
negativity.
Yeah,
at this point, was there the Rambo cartoon and Reagan was trying to shut it down?
Maybe.
And that really wasn't Reagan shutting that down. He opened all
Reagan
that.
I know, I'm just playing.
Dude, yeah, now she's like, you can do it.
Yeah.
He's winning.
The last 20 seconds.
God,
I believed in you this entire time, Rocky.
Yeah.
Get up, Ivan.
Adrian, Jesus. He's like finally winning. You can do it.
He done. This is my favorite cheer that Rocky does too.
He jumps. That little jump.
The turn. He does the little turn.
Oh, yeah. The music.
The
old school music. It's like perfect.
He can't lift his arms all the way up because his muscles are so taut.
Yeah, Adrian.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the old school music playing right there. It's so good.
Dude, Reagan, he was too busy doing Iran-Contra.
Yeah, he had court the next day. He couldn't make it.
He was selling guns illegally across the whole entire world. And instead, he pushed the blame on his cabinet, and people got blamed instead of him.
Thank goodness Rocky was around to end the Cold War, because the Reagan administration really, screwed it
Reagan
all
would have
up.
got busted if it wasn't for Rocky.
Here it is.
There it is.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
You see, shoot up against the shop. It
doesn't really feel like this dude's translating everything either.
No,
he's like,
quick.
hey,
he's trying to summarize. It's like he talks for 22 seconds.
I'm a fat pig.
Russia is an amazing language. Russian. It's amazing.
They sound angry every time they speak.
And
see, if you do this now, like WWE style, it'd be all TV screens out in the crowd.
No, they'd be fighting already.
2 guys is better than 20 million.
Shut up.
Yes.
I'm getting chill bumps again, man. I'm not lying.
Me too, man. Me too.
You can change.
This is going to be on my tombstone.
A great bare
and then the
naked
Cold War
ladies
ended,
line.
and one of the biggest struggles in the history of the world.
Gorbachev.
Look how quick he pops up just immediately.
I believe this is the invention of the slow clap. I think this is the first time it's ever.
Perestroika, comrade. Perestroika.
Oh, the music coming in again. Chill bumps. Oh my gosh, my whole arm is covered.
I love you.
I love you. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fuck Uncle Paulie's robot.
This kid's like, I love you. Yes. God, what a great movie.
Yeah, like, can you imagine if Glory of Love was playing right now?
Oh no!
I just had to suck all the wind out of the. It's perfect in Karate Kid too, but
maybe with the extra 30 minutes where he has time to address Adrian a little bit more in terms of that thread, maybe. But yeah, this is much better. And Karate Kid 2 is much better for it. Absolutely. I love that movie in Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, it's perfect, yeah.
Wow.
No after credit scene? Man, movies weren't movies until the MCU. Come on.
No end credit scene?
My whole computer's locked up. We may be streaming all that long.
What would be the after credit screen, Gomer? Would it be Clubber Lang like, I'm putting a team
I'm ready
together.
now, Rock.
Yeah, we got
to do it. The sinister.
I hope they make
I'll
Creed
do
3.
it myself.
I really hope there's a Creed 3 with like Apollo's son, Michael B. Jordan, against Clubber Lang's son. That'd be amazing.
Dude, that would be cool, man. That really would. I don't know what Mr. T does anymore.
Well, I mean, Mr. T had a pretty nasty bout with cancer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He doesn't. He's not really the imposing guy he once was. He's awesome. He's an awesome guy.
They could put that in, tie that into the.
Who would you cast as Mr. T's son?
Man,
that would fight Michael B. Jordan.
What about the dude who played M'Baku in in Black Panther?
I like that.
That's exactly
like
what
that.
I was thinking. Let's just roll that fight into the.
I love that guy, man.
We had a
I
Killmonger.
think it's got to be someone bigger than both him and Michael B. Jordan.
That dude's
it's got to be a
huge,
jack
man.
dude.
What? Better than
dude's
Michael
huge.
B. Jordan? Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, it's got to be a jack dude.
That dude's jacked.
It's got to be a monster that not even like Clubber Lang realizes he can't even control his own son.
Yeah, I agree because Michael B. Jordan is just like he's built like a fucking brick house, and so it has to be somebody bigger than him.
Yeah.
Like that is a tall order. Yeah. Like Snipes needs the money, God knows. But
I wonder if he's going to be in the new Blade, like as in like Blade's trainer or something. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like or someone in there.
Well, the things that I've heard that he is,
see that. Wesley Snipes.
He is pissed that they're doing a new.
This is a Louisville Slugger made for Wesley Snipes during Major League.
Oh, it's amazing!
Wow.
I love it.
crazy.
Dude, that's
I love it.
awesome. Holy crap!
One of my prized possessions. So it just happened to be right here.
You guys love Major League as well? I watched a lot of Major League.
Me too, man. I love Major League.
We should do Major League like a month
we so should do Major League. I fucking love that.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna look up Major League right now, dude.
We can do it a month from today.
Oh my god!
Do it a month from today. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's
another movie I've seen 200 times.
Me too.
Me too, man. Yeah. It's like one of my go-to movies. Like if I'm just
in the Unnecessary Roughness. Is that next?
I love Unnecessary Roughness.
Little Scott Bakula action.
Yes.
Love it. Snap the ball, damn it! Little all right.
Bakula's got deep Star Trek connections, so don't get me started, man. Holy crap!
Favorite Snipes character, is it Blade? The guy for me, it's got to be Simon Phoenix from.
Simon Phoenix is rad. He's supposed to be back in. They're doing another Demolition Man movie. He's supposed to come back for that. So we might see a renaissance.
How's he coming back? He got
really amazing.
He was literally shattered into pieces at the end of that movie. So I don't know. That's
real quick.
Trinity and Neo are back in the new Matrix movie, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, real quick, Major League Part 1, the anniversary date is April 7th. It was originally released 1989, April 7th.
I know that. I don't think we have to worry about an anniversary. Let's just do it next month.
4 months away.
Oh man, I love that movie so much.
We're just completely changing it to the ComicCast movie hangout. This is so much more fun than any episode of ComicCast.
It really was, dude. It really was.
It's a good party in any case, right?
Let's do Major League. You guys want to
have to write any notes?
I'm down to do Major League.
Yeah, I'm fine.
April 7th.
Yeah.
April 7th.
I own it on Blu-ray. I might as well go ahead and pay for it.
We can do it.
I'm so down. I'm so down. I love.
I bet it's streaming somewhere, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be on Netflix.
Message Wesley Snipes.
All right.
Tell him.
Maybe we can
your calendars, and we'll talk about it later. April 7th.
We don't like Rylend said.
Rylend, tell us.
Just do it in
next month.
Dude, it's everywhere for free right now. It's on Amazon Prime for free.
We could
watch a movie every month, the five of us. And watch
That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
I'd be down for that.
I don't care if anybody watches it. It's fun.
Little Action Jackson, little.
Whoa, yeah, totally.
Last Dragon.
Yeah,
it's like I went upstairs to get ice, and my wife was like, "Are y'all done?" I was like, "No, we're still watching it." I don't think anybody's watching on YouTube, but we're having a whole lot of fun. I was like, "This is way more fun than ComicCast. Way more fun." I guess we got to wrap this thing up though. Nobody's gonna make it this long at this point, but still, what's everybody doing? Gaumer, what are you doing right now? What are you doing?
Find me at Outright Geekery everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, all the social medias. I'm streaming over there still, doing comics and movies and hanging out with the bullies and all that good shit.
You guys do this Geeking Comics, what, once a week, twice a week?
Once a week. Well, twice a week we do a Sunday night review and news show, and then Monday, we do previews. So that's fun. Yeah.
Go sub up Outright Geekery on YouTube.
Yeah, and that channel, if you search Outright Geekery anywhere, we're doing all kinds of shit on the channel. It's not just me. There's like 3 or 4 other guys, streaming over there. So, Jason, you find him over at the Comic Core.
Yeah, Jason,
I'm tuning in over there. I'm invited over there like all the time, but
Yeah.
Thursdays are like the worst night of the week for me.
Well, you turned this down too until
wish they weren't.
Everybody else agreed, and then you felt guilty, so it's okay.
Oh,
No,
like Drew Manchu and I have been doing things on Thursday. Like there's originally
Comic Man Andy, who is one of my favorite streamers, has been off. I don't know why is he off.
He got burned out, and he's busy hunting now. He's busy hunting camping every Thursday. So we've been taking over for him recently. So the last couple of shows have been Drew Manchu and I doing comic book reviews. We bring on guests and we talk about comics and subjects and all kinds of stuff, dude, over on Comic Core. It's awesome. Right now, today, they're doing the Bat Friday instead of Black Friday. So they're over on Comic Core, they're interviewing like Bendis, they're interviewing Tom King, they're all kinds of crazy things going on.
With Mainframe.
Yeah, same crew, same channel.
Yeah, we pushed that. We pushed that over on Outricky.
There's talks. Drew and I really want to push to have Comic Core become Mainframe, just called Mainframe, so we can talk about other things besides just comics. We talk about video games, talk about movies.
Nice.
So hopefully everyone else gets on board. If not, then we'll make do and do whatever. But also on the Comic Core, Rylend Grant doing Writer's Block, one of the best shows around with David Avalone, one of the other best writers out there as well. I love watching your guys' podcast. If you want to talk about it, bro.
Yeah, that's it's been a fun show to do. So Mainframe has been great in that it has approximated the con experience for a lot of us, for fans and creators alike. Getting to go on, interact with the fans, do panels and all that stuff. And so Avalone and I got to talking, and the thing that we were still missing as creators was something that a lot of people call BarCon, which is after a day on the con floor, all of us creators get together. We go to a bar across the street or at the nearest hotel or whatever, and we just kind of shoot the shit for a couple of hours. Like, people get hammered, and
some of my favorite comics have been created in those bars.
Yeah, and it's those are always amazing times. I mean, it starts out with us talking about the day or talking about the comic news of the day, and then it usually degenerates into us like arguing over old Star Trek episodes or something like that. And so we wanted to approximate that experience, and so we kind of cast the listener, the viewer, as a fly on that wall. And, we have some more fancy comic book friends come over, and we just kind of shoot the shit. And we've had great guests. I mean, we had, David F. Walker, who does Bitterroot, and Kevin Eastman, and Matt Fraction, and Stan Sakai, and on and on and on. It's been great.
That Stan Sakai episode, man. Freaking legend.
It's been a lot of fun. And so, yeah, you can check that out on the Comic Core channel, on the Mainframe Comic Con channel. I think we're on a couple of other YouTube channels. We're just kind of doing the syndication route. We just want people to see it more than anything, and then making the jump to Apple and Spotify. Yeah, it's been cool. I mean, we're just in it for the conversation and for the connection. We kind of miss all these guys, so. That's been great. Other than that, I mean, shit is fucking slow in the comic business right now for a lot of people. I had 2 books that were supposed to come out, and then kind of got it was pencils down everywhere, and things got rescheduled and reworked, and so had to have this backup. I have 5 titles in the pipe right now, and so I started releasing some books on Kickstarter. So. You can get Banjax and Aberrant in fine comic shops everywhere, and on Comixology and Amazon and all that stuff. You can get The Jump, my kind of psychological thriller that takes place in the world of astral projection. That's available via BackerKit. Awesome. At The Jump, all one word, .backerkit.com. The Peacekeepers is soon to come to BackerKit. Just watch my social media for those announcements. It'll be in a couple of weeks. I am at Rylend Grant on all forms of social media. Other than that, I actually got a fucking movie shooting in the middle of all this. Like,
I've been following you on that, dude. That's rad.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Really cool, and it's I mean, it's so hard to get a movie made, period. But doing it now in the middle of all this craziness,
right?
Yeah. And so shooting with Emil Hirsch, and it started out in Italy, and we just like barely threaded the needle in Italy. They're basically closing the country down now, and we got out by the skin of their teeth. The entire company is in Guatemala now, shooting basically underneath an active volcano, which is kind of awesome. So if you go on like Emil Hirsch's Instagram, you can see him. He steps out of his trailer and takes a video of an active volcano just smoking. He does it at night, and there's lava pouring out the top of it and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, that's another big sci-fi psychological
Dr. Evil
mind
shit. I like it.
yeah, that hopefully you guys will see sometime next year. So a lot of stuff going on, but yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Is it like Emil versus the volcano?
Yeah.
Where are you, Adam? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was
wrestling.
Everybody's got stuff going on, and I was like,
what happened to
wrestling.
5 Minute Minecraft, man? I never watched a single episode, but I still like seeing the links.
Thanks for the support, Gaumer.
Yeah,
Well,
I've got
my
nothing.
bag, baby.
I occasionally
I'm a
put on
Roblox guy. Roblox.
I occasionally put on the stretchy pants, and that's about it. I've fallen off. So, but I mean, you could catch Boogie at Talking Balls and Wrestling Council. You could catch Gomer at Outright Geekery.
Well, Adam's not going to let me do my own plugs.
You can catch Jason. You can catch Jason.
Your guy. You got a guy.
ComicCore and Mainframe. You could catch Rylend at all the amazing stuff he does. So, is it really necessary that I do anything? There's enough going on. I mean,
you should.
I think we're going to do something. I think we need to start. I don't know. Do we even need to come up with a name? I think it'd be great to do a movie once a month. I think it'd be great.
I thought about doing something called Jackass and jumping off my roof. I don't know.
We should call it the Adam Show.
Show.
Because he's the only one
not
like
doing that opening to the show. Just putting Adam on blast. He had no clue it was coming.
Yeah.
He's the only one not doing anything.
Could you see me in the green room, Boogie? I figured you could see me in the green room.
You were on air. You were the only one on air.
Yeah.
Oh,
all that happened.
Like doing this?
Yes. Yeah.
He doesn't know how it works.
That's it. We got to wrap this thing up.
You gotta have fun, bro.
You can catch me on Thursday nights. Thursday nights, the Wrestling Council. We break down the weekend wrestling. Myself, Comic Book Bob, Big Blue Yule. Shout out to Comic Book Bob because he put about 90 minutes of work in tonight trying to help us get the stream working.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
It was a last-ditch effort. He's like, dude, just StreamYard, and you guys can make it work that way.
Yeah,
so
valiant effort, Bob. Valiant. Glad you showed up, Bob. Valiant effort.
Bob's the man. Bob cares more about this channel probably than I do.
Just like Rylend.
And Hollywood's been here all week. You guys, we're going to be watching NXT, myself, Yule, Bob, and Hollywood coming up this coming weekend. But that's it. We're going to wrap this thing up.
What's the movie next month?
Major League.
All right.
We're doing Major League next month. Just give me a
month.
I'd love to.
I'll be here.
You guys pick a day, and
look, it's November the 27th, so we could do it like the day after Christmas.
I have
you may run like Maze, but you hit like shit.
That's what Hollywood put in the chat.
Yeah,
that's it. That's what we'll do.
I love that movie so
I don't know.
Joe Boo.
We'll iron out a schedule that works for all 5 of us. Cool. I don't know.
I hit it very much. Curveball. Bats are afraid. I asked Jobu to come. Take fear from bats. I offer him cigar and rum. He will come. Oh, wait. I got to show you guys one more thing. I don't know if you can see it.
You got a Jobu statue?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
He does have a Jobu statue. I see it.
Is there a Papa Jobu? Oh, my God.
Oh, what?
There's Jobu.
Yeah, it's full size. It's like life size. Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't ever blaspheme Jobu.
Oh,
we all know what happens if you do that.
He needs a bowl in front of him.
Jobu.
With like...
Ninja Finger says we need a hobby, but he's still here 2 hours later. So
yeah, no shit.
Yeah, Ninja Fingers.
This is not going to make any money.
I got way too many hobbies.
We're not going to build any. This is selfish. This is for us. That's what tonight was, and that's what next month will be. We'll watch Major League. That's the movie.
Polly.
This is what we got for Black Friday.
On that note, we're out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out.